Welcome back to another episode of God is a Secret. I'm just laughing because I'm looking underneath my eyes and I just look so exhausted. But here's the thing. Doesn't matter. I meant it when I said I was coming for that gold play button. As a matter of fact, not only do I want 1 million subscribers, I'm setting the goal at a year. That's how much I believe in this content. That's how much I believe in the content. That's how much I believe in God and His support. That's how much I believe in you guys' support, which is why it would be awesome if you shared this, subscribed, all that stuff. Left the thumbs up. Helps. But yeah, so with all that being said, we're going for 1 million subs within a year, and let's get into this episode. Alright, so I briefly mentioned this topic in the previous video, but this is definitely a topic deserving of its own video, and that topic is life is fair. And here's the thing, basically our whole entire lives we hear the exact opposite of that, and that's a problem for two reasons. For one, because it's simply not true, because life is fair. And two, it's a major problem because it kills our motivation whenever we believe that. I mean, like, as humans, we don't like to admit it, but mentally, we get defeated so quickly. And not because we have small brains, we have very big brains. The reason we get mentally defeated so quickly, well, it's like the line from the Bible, the child shall lead. We get mentally defeated so quickly because we hate to admit it, but we're all slaves to our emotions. I mean, that's why love is the most powerful force in the universe. It's not the most powerful force in the universe because it's like, it's this great thing that's just nice to receive sometimes. No, it's this thing we all need and desperately crave at all times. And the second we feel like we're not loved is the second that we succumb to our emotions and we become sad and we become basically not useless, but we become very ineffective. I mean, like, think about it. Like, again, as humans, we don't like to admit it, but when you're sad, like, you're not the same person, not even close. And believing the whole ideology of life actually being unfair is essentially just a guaranteed path to sadness. Because when you operate with the belief that life is unfair, you may not realize it initially, but what you're doing is you're telling yourself that you could work on something and just have it all blow up, and you're screwed. That's what you're saying when you say that life is unfair. But the thing is, that's not the case. Life is totally fair. And every time you find yourself in a scenario where it appears to be unfair, I promise you're just not looking at the big picture. And it's so important to always keep that in mind and never give up, because you reap what you sow. God doesn't miss a thing. And it's so important to realize as well that all of His rules that people always complain about and say that He has too many of, it's important to realize that His rules aren't rules at all. His rules are instructions. If you follow the teachings of God, you're basically following the instructions to have a happy life. Not basically, you are. The more and more you follow His rules, the happier you will be. It's extremely unfortunate though, because so many people I talk to have this ridiculous misconception in their head that God, the church, and just religion in general are all about keeping people from having fun and telling them what they can't do. It's just the opposite. God is all about you having fun and being happy. He just wants you to do it the right way. And this is why it's ever so critical to remember that every time it seems like the church doesn't want you to have any fun, it's not that they don't want you to have any fun, it's that they don't want you to have short-term fun at the long-term expense of your happiness. I mean, think about it. Like, imagine if it's like evening time and you have a stressful day coming up. Now, sure, like, you could just try to go to sleep and just, you'd be stressed about it, but you fight through, probably fall asleep, and then, go tackle the next day. Or you could go drink a fifth of whiskey. Now, yeah, you might feel short-term, better as you fall asleep, but then the next day when you have to face that day, you're gonna feel worse. That's the perfect way to put it. And following God's teachings is the perfect way to live life. Obviously, nobody can be perfect, but it's so critical to always try your best to follow His teachings, because the better you do, the better your life will be. So with all that being said, life is fair. It all balances out. You reap what you sow. God doesn't miss a thing. And we're going to get to 1 million subs. With all that being said, God bless.